Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So I decided to crochet this beautiful scarf in honor of Pride Month before the end of June. So please continue to watch the video to see how I did it. You can also follow along if you would like to create something for yourself as well. So for this project, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need your crochet hook. These are 5.5 millimeters. You're going to need your scissors just to cut your yarn later. And I'm going to show you the 6 colors I'm going to use for my Pride scarf, and I'm going to show them to you in the order that they actually are arranged. Okay, so the first one is the blue, okay, and then you have your purple, and then your green, and then your yellow, and then your orange, and then finally the red. So these are the 6 colors I'm going to be using. Now I'm going to start with the red, which technically it's supposed to be the top color because the blue one is the bottom, the first one that I showed you. And you can start either way, so you can either start on top or the bottom as long as you arrange the colors in that order. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. So I have my yarn here, the red one that I'm going to be starting my scarf with. So I am going to show you guys how to do a chain. But before I do that, I just want to show you how I actually hold the yarn to work with on my hand. So a lot of people who crochet kind of do something like this. So they're holding the yarn somehow like this while they crochet. What I do is I just loop as much yarn as I can on this finger, and I just loop it like that. And I don't do it too tight because it could cut circulation to your finger. So I do it just tight enough that it's not like painful, but also I don't do it too loose because this could just slip off my finger. I find that this is a best way for me to control my yarn and be able to crochet while it's in my hand. Okay, so you do that until you have about that much yarn. And I'm going to show you how to do a slip knot. The way I do a slip knot is I just loop it around my thumb like this, and I remove it so that there's an X, kind of like an X here. Then I take my my crochet hook, I put it through the hole, I take it underneath this line that is coming from my finger, and then I pull it through. Okay, so that's how I do my slip knot. Okay, I'll just show you guys really quick again. So I have it like this, and I just go, oops, go like this, like that, then like this. Okay, now that I have a slip knot, I'm going to show you guys how to do a chain. Just to do a chain, the same thing. I use my hook. The hook part is facing me, and I take it underneath the yarn, and then I pull it through like that. Take it underneath the yarn, I pull it through like that. Okay, so that's how I do my chain. A lot of people do it differently, but this is pretty much how I do it. Like this, like this. Or at least the technique or how I'm holding everything, I do it like this. Some people hold the hook different, and the yarn is in their fingers different, but this is pretty much how I do. And one important thing about this particular scarf that we're going to do is you don't need to know exactly how many chains to do. What you're going to do is you're going to do as many chains as it's gonna take to get the length that you're looking for. So in my case, I'm probably gonna do anywhere between 100 and 120 chains, and you can go ahead and do as many chains as you require for the length of your scarf, and then come back when you have the desired length, and then we'll continue from there. Now that you have your chains, I'm going to now show you how to do a half double crochet, which is pretty much what most of this is gonna be. So for the first row, you're going to do a half double crochet. Okay, and to do that, you have your hook. Okay, you're going to loop around your yarn like that, and you don't go into this chain here, this first chain. You go into this one here, okay, because this one is the one this yarn is coming through, if you can see that. So you're going to loop like that and go into this one, okay, and then you're going to end up with three loops like that, okay, and then you're going to yarn and then go through all three. Okay, and then you repeat it again. You go to the next chain space. Okay, you have your 3 loops, and then you go through all of 3 of them. Okay, and then you do the same on the next one. Go through all 3. The next one, go through all 3. The next one, go through all 3. Okay, so this is pretty much what half double crochet is, for those of you who don't know. Okay, so you're gonna end up with something that looks kind of like that. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so we're gonna continue to do this all the way until the end of our chain. So where you started off with your chain here, and when you get there, I will show you what to do next. Okay, see you there. Okay, so I have gone through almost all of my chains and did the half double crochet. Okay, so this is how my half double crochet on the first row looks like. Okay, so it's very neat. I like the look of it. Okay, and I have 2 chains left at the end here. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish that off so I can show you guys how to go on to the next step. Okay, so this is my final chain here, and I did my half double crochet there. And what you're gonna do next is you're gonna chain 2 and then turn your work around. Okay, so now you're gonna be working on the back of it. Okay, now we're gonna want to create that ribbed kind of design on this scarf, where it's gonna look like there's some kind of like bumpy areas on it along the rows. Okay, and to do that, so if you can see here, these are all the V's that we have along this row. Okay, so you have your 2 chained up here. Now you're gonna loop around on your hook like this. Now instead of going through both of your these 2 V section here, you're going to go on one, just the back one. Okay, so you see that? So instead of going through like this, which is what you usually do for like a double crochet, okay, you're going to go into this, so just the back. Okay, so you yarn like this, go through the back, bring it through, you have your 3, and then you just go through all 3 of them. So you're going to do half double crochet, but you know, instead of putting it through these 2 areas here, you're going to be doing it on just the one. Okay, so you go ahead and do that. You just go for the back one like that, and then you yarn through, you grab that with your 3 loops like that, you go through all 3 of them, and then you yarn through, go through all 3, and through, go through all 3. Okay, so you're gonna have something that looks like that. Okay, so I'm gonna keep doing a few more here so you could see how it looks like. And if I'm too fast here, guys, you can just pause the video and then follow through. The good thing about this is it's literally the same thing over and over, so you don't have to worry about missing something new that's happening. You just pause and then go through. So it looks something like that. It's pretty neat. So the back looks like this, and then the front looks like this. And I like this scarf because the design that we're doing is gonna look really nice and thick and chunky almost, even though the yarn is really thin. The yarn, well, I mean, it's like kind of medium thin. So just keep doing this, keep going through. Okay, this is what you're gonna look. This is what it's gonna look like. Okay, so this is what you're gonna keep doing. You're gonna keep going through these whole row here all the way to the end to here, and when you get to do your final one on this final chain here, you're going to chain 2, turn your work around, repeat the same thing all the way to the end, and then do, when you get to this end again, you chain 2, and you keep doing this until you get the size that you want for each color. So for me, I think I'm going to be doing about 4 to 6 rows. And when you get to the desired number of rows that you want, let's get back and continue by changing the color and adding the next one. Okay guys, all right, okay, so we've come to the end of doing the half double crochet for the red color. So as you can see here, my scarf is going to be really long. It's actually much longer than I want it to be, but it's okay. So as you can see here, I have 6 rows. So I'll just count with you. So this is the first row here, and then on this side there's a second, there's a third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So this is how we count. And see, on this side it's pretty much kind of the same on each side, and like that there's this rib. This is why this design is called rib pattern. As you can tell, it has like a wavy kind of design to it, which makes it looks really nice and fluffy and very stretchy too. Okay, so I have already cut my yarn off with the scissors. As we talked previously, you need a scissors, and I cut it, but I did not finish the last chain. So this is my last chain that I'm going to go into here, but I cut it so I can actually connect my other color. So the next one that I'm going to be working with is orange. Okay, so grab my orange color, which is this one here, my orange yarn. I know it doesn't look orange, it actually is. It's just the color saturation on my camera is really bad, and I apologize about that. Okay, so now that you have your orange yarn ready, and you have a little bit of the red one left, but you still have a chain to go here, you're going to tie this. So what I like to do is I try to tie it, I don't know what this kind of knot is called, but I tie it like that, as close as I can to that. Okay, make sure it's tight. Then I take my scissors, okay, and I cut off the excess. So just a little bit that's left here, not too close to it because it will come apart, but just somewhere here like this. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the side. All right, so now we have attached our orange yarn, which is the one that we're gonna do next. And since I did 6 rows of the red, I'm going to continue doing 6 rows of each color. So after I'm done this yellow one, I'm going to do, the orange, I'm going to do yellow, I'm going to do green after that, purple, and then blue. So these are the pride colors that I'm doing for this scarf. And okay, so I'll show you how to pretty much continue. Nothing is gonna change, so we're just gonna yarn on you take your hook on your yarn, you go underneath the back chain, and then you bring it back in like this, and then you pull it through. Okay, so at the end here you end up pretty much, this is where your red ended, and now the next chain 2 would be with the orange. Okay, so you chain 2 like we've been doing. Okay, and then you continue to do the same thing. So on the very first V here, is where you're gonna go in, but you're going to go in the back, not just the front only, and not through both of them. So you're just going to be going in the back one. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. So we'll do this, and then because it's a half double crochet, you're going to yarn through all of them. Let me do the next one. Yarn through all 3, go through, oops, sorry, go through the next, yarn through or pull through 3 of them, all 3 of them. Okay, so you're going to pretty much, so this is the good thing about this design, is there's nothing changes except for you connecting your colors. There's absolutely nothing that's going to be different. So you're going to continue doing what you've been doing, and when you have done the number of rows that you desire, you attach, you cut the yarn off, and you attach the next color, and you continue until you have all of your 6 colors. So in this case, because I'm doing this scarf for Pride Month. In honor of Pride Month, I am doing the full 6 colors. So I'm going to end up with a scarf that has all 6 colors, and they're going to be 6 rows per color. Okay, so continue to do this. Do the desired number of rows that you're doing or that you're adding. Cut off your yarn when you have reached the end. Attach your next color. Do the same until you have all of your colors done. And I will see you guys when you have all of the colors that you need. Okay, so we have come to the end of this scarf. So as you can tell here, I'm just a few chains short of finishing it off. So I just have this and this to finish. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to finish that off here. And then I'll show you how the whole thing is done. And I have some modifications that I made. Okay, so that's the end here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab my scissors because it's pretty much done. And I'm going to cut these off. Okay, I'm gonna put that away. And then on here, I'm pretty much just going to just close it off like that. Okay. So this is pretty much done. So I think if you've been following, you're at this step now where it's the end of the scarf. So I'll show you guys how I did some changes from what I told you previously. So I said I was going to do 6 rows of each color, but as you can tell, my scarf is already really wide. Okay, so what I decided to do when I got to, I did 6 of the red one, which is, I showed you this, showed you guys this, and then I decided to do 4 of the 4 middle colors. So I did 4 of the orange, of the yellow, of the green, and the purple. And then just to make it a little bit, to make it even, I did 6 of the blue. So there's 6 on each end. Okay, and then there's 4 of the 4 colors in the middle. So this is it. This is pretty much how this scarf looks. In honor of Pride, these are the Pride colors that I decided to make this scarf with. Okay, it's pretty big. And I was also going to make it an infinity scarf, which would mean that we would end up joining it like this, which means we would have to join it all here, and then it becomes an infinity flag. But sorry, not flag, but scarf. But because of how wide it is, I don't think it would look that good. I think it would look really bulky, so I decided to leave it like this. So this is really wide, by the way, so I think this is more going to be like a men's scarf than a female scarf, and I'm actually really small, so I wouldn't even be able to wear this. It would look like a blanket on me. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like and enjoyed how to make this along with me, subscribe to my channel and give thumbs up. And if you have any comments, any suggestions of what you guys want me to do, any suggestions on how I can improve the videos, just let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys. Bye.